hear the voice of reason.
Welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I'm your host, Voice of Reason, and I appreciate you joining me once again. Change the scenery up a little bit for you, huh? Yeah, where is he at? Where am I? And you rarely see that as the logo, right? You know, I got a couple of gadgets, you know what I mean? But either event, I hope all is well with everyone, and let's go right in, shall we? If women choose who they sleep with, is there a debate between them caring what others think, far as how many or how soon? Or you just not the guy? So I can't really answer this like I'm a woman, because I'm not, right? So I don't have the real answer, but I'm going to try to dissect it a little bit. Ladies, I guess you're going to let me know if remember hot piece and butter? Am I warm? Am I hot? Or am I cold? Am I way off with this? So I think it's all of that. I think they care. There might be an age where the caring stops. But I think that's in there a little. They care how they look, especially like if it's in a community or amongst a group of people who know each other. Whatever mutuals that is, whatever ties. Like, you know, if a female knows another female and she dealt with a guy, you know, to deal with that same guy, you know, stuff like that maybe. How many? Definitely, because the whole the body count thing, they care. Again, age could change that, or they can move diligently with it. Like, I'm proud of my numbers because I haven't been out there like that, but they do get to a point, I feel like, where the body count matters, so they're selective anyway, and that's just a byproduct of it. And then how soon? Now, how soon is in there, but that's another age thing. I feel like I can debate for men and women, like, listen, what are we doing? Like, you know, if a woman chooses who they sleep with, how soon? You choosing. You like this person, you attracted, did you have an interaction? I don't mean like in 5 minutes you're gonna sleep with them. I'm saying that the how soon thing, like if you really sit there and ponder and say, well, I don't wanna look easy or loose, so let's go a month, 2 months, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, like that I debate a little, because I feel like you're grown, and if you're choosing who you wanna sleep with them, why prolong it like that? Because of you worrying about how soon. As long as the interaction felt organic and genuine and y'all grown. You know, I'm not telling you the first 10 minutes, but he shouldn't wait 10 weeks. So that's the only one I debate on how soon. How many? I could feel them on that. Fellas, you got to respect that. Caring what others think, I think to get to an age where that should be less of caring about that. But, you know, how soon will be the only one I debate. Like, listen, you grown. And you know, there's this underlying talk. Like, you know, women want it as bad as men. Y'all be wanting it. We want it. So, like, why delay? Or unless it's what I said, you're just not the one. Now, if you don't have a physical attraction, ladies, I don't expect y'all to do anything. Sometimes y'all also deflect and throw in the emotional side of things, you know, have to really dig deep like that. Like, it takes, for some women, and I'm not trying to insult or tease about it, for some women it takes like this list. You know, it's not just attraction. You know, there has to be some connections, other connections to make them actually physically want to do it. But I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it more simplistic for the ones who don't need all of that. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's set here, you know, it's based per individual for sure. So that's it. You know, if a woman, you know, let them rock out, fellas. And again, I kind of understand them younger, caring what others think, especially within a circle. So I won't dispute that. How many? I get that, but I'm only debating the how soon. Okay, so let's move on. Toys and masturbation too much can really throw off your sexual appetite with actual partners. I, it throws it off, but I'm sorry to play favoritism here as a guy. It does, but I don't feel we really show it or really decline actual partners because of it. Like we still in the mix and still want to. Some guys' appetite is so high that they have to have both lanes, the self joint and actual partners. Will they admit that? Probably not. Some are real secretive about even getting it in like that. You know what I mean? But that, that's here or there. Women wise, I do feel like it affects them more. But a man can go excessive where he can't, he loses out because if he goes that route too much, he may not even know how to approach, interact normally around partners to even obtain them. So that's the ticking time bomb on that. For women, I feel like if they do it too much, then it becomes nothing we can do. Like we can't really get them there. They can enjoy it and they could, be into you. But I think if the toy is the sole dependent and it's used mostly to get them to the finish line, now we may not be able to get them to the finish line. And I get it, there's no shade because a toy lasts, may last longer than their actual partners. And it's doing something at a consistent level because it's all about spots and hitting a certain spot. You know what I'm saying? In a certain way. So the toy, even though it may not be quick, like the toy may not be faster than an actual partner, but it's more consistent because it's going to continue to move the same way. With actual partners, we kind of move, you know what I mean? It's not going to be the same, the whole experience. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it affects both men and women, but I feel like it affects women more if they're excessive in their toy usage. I think, again, guys' appetite could be that high where you don't notice and it doesn't really throw off their appetite with actual partners, but some can. You know what I mean? So everybody's not safe. I'm not bailing the whole guys out on this. Some guys have regular, whatever that looks like, a regular appetite where too much masturbation will throw it off and a partner could tell. But for the guys, again, with the high. So now women will challenge this. What about the women with high sexual appetites? I still feel like the toy is still detrimental because, again, the toy could get you there and maybe partners can't. So you feel, ladies, that if your appetite is high, like I'm saying, guys' appetite is high, you're going to still be attracted to real partners. You may still get moist for them, enticed, and get it going, but will that partner be able to finish for you? Get you to the finish line. And, I guess every experience is not going to be that because I had a conversation once about that, about fellas. I hope you don't really get the woman there all the time. Every sexual encounter you had, the woman didn't bust. They may lie and say they did. They may not lie. It's so many scenarios, but I think, it's safe to say that they not going to get one every time. You want them to, if you care, if you're not a selfish lover, if you're into the people that you're having sex with, which I would hope so, you should want them to, but it's just not happening. For guys, if we don't, it's kind of alarming, right? But ladies have a better resume to say every guy they was with, he probably finished. They probably have a 90% accuracy rate. I might be gassing that, but I believe in the women. You know what I mean? But guys, I don't think we have that. So, and, there's a lot of reasons we could explain and break down about why not, but it just is what it is. But I also know that the women who don't climax every time, get an orgasm all the time, too much toys is just going to make that even harder. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a double negative. So it is what it is, though. You know, you do what you can handle. I would almost associate it with drinking. People know when this, they know when is when. Okay, that's my last drink. So with this, what's too much. I hope. So just be aware of that and see how that changes shit. And, make your mood or break your mood, if that makes sense. All right. The older you get, the harder you gotta work for results in the gym. Could also depend on genetics. So it's never too late. It's almost like college, right? If you chose later in life to now care about your fitness and health and you got your gym thing going, and I'm not gonna place a certain age, we're just gonna go above 30, right? So, and this is where genetics could play. So now if your family, you got good genes, somebody could jump in the gym late and see results almost immediately. You know what I mean? And some have worked hard enough where, this is why I said it takes harder work, where the genetics are not in their favor and they were still able to get a certain shape quickly. You know what I mean? Just discipline is all. Discipline, consistency, that diet, I can't stress it enough. I'm no dietitian. I'm no nutritionist. I'm just saying I know how big that diet is, because what frustration comes from personal experience is that as hard as you go in the gym, the adjustments you make, the consistency you show, if the diet is lacking, you won't see it how you want to see it. Other people will notice it. And that's your own climb for greatness, because other people will see progress that you don't see, because when you're putting in real work for something or you're sacrificing to try to really do this, you're a little more harsh on the judging of the outcome, harsh and a little impatient, because you're like, yo, I go every other day, or I go this many times, or I've done this many sets, I've gotten stronger, I can lift more. Why don't I love what I see? So, because you should like what you see even before the gym. You know what I mean? Some people love what they see or love themselves. A little of that could be delusional, but you should like yourself before that at least. So it's like, why am I not seeing it? But it's patience, and you just got to keep going. You got to look at it like, when you work and you got a career and you got to do that career for however long to retire correctly, that's different. But you kind of could use that same mindset with the gym, because I don't think there's a retirement day for the gym. You can go until you're not here no more. But what I'm saying is, you just treat it like it's a job, because you can show the responsibility that I just got to keep going. Whatever. Just stop looking at numbers, facts, and figures, and just go and remain consistent and level up, and do that thing. But the diet, I stepped away from that. It's so huge. So you should research and start to really see how much you can make your diet better, because that's what's going to show the gym results. And again, I'm no expert. I just wanted to let y'all know, my folks that's up there with us. It's take more. You can't just jump in there. It sound good, and your doctor tell you 2-3 times a week for 30 minutes or whatever. If you do the bare minimum just to boost that heart rate, move them bones around, blood flow and all of that, it is going to make a difference in your life and your lifespan possibly. But if you really want to see something, you got to go past bare minimum. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So just know that and be aware of that. And my peoples who do the diet thing already, because they're really not in the gym, I shout y'all incredibly, because y'all got a little bit of work to do. If you could just get to the gym, I feel like you don't have to work as hard because your diet is already right. I went in getting serious prior to the diet being acceptable. So that's why I didn't see the results right away. So if you got the diet down packed, those are the people I push for and root for more, because you got little work to do. And when I say little, I don't mean bare minimum either, but it's not going to be as much of a transition as you think. You can consistently do some things that will alter you tremendously because you got the diet down. You have an advantage, my diet people, that pay attention to what they eat. And the people who are not as sharp with their diet, but they're consistent with the working out, I salute you too. So just be aware. The older you get, the harder you got to work for real results. All right. Energy is weird all around, men and women, everybody. So just be you and stay 10 toes down. This is not something that really needs to be discussed. I'm just saying that I came across it because everywhere you at, I mean, there's no one thing that you can point out about this weird shit. Work, just in the public view, grocery shopping, laundromats, airports, airplanes, parties, events. It's just, I don't think it should even get energy. Like, I feel like when you have to place yourself in these places, you just move accordingly while you're there, what the purpose is and what you got going on. And that's that, because you're never going to figure this thing out. And you got to stand 10 toes down, because I think the weird is the new norm. So us regular folk are being looked at as the weird one, and they're trying to phase that out. And when I say that, to dig a little deeper, I'm just talking about like mannerisms and movements and just the way you interact. There's no common decency. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare now. Just interactions, regular, normal interactions. Even that's weird, because there's no really above and beyond anymore. So I'm not talking about, you know, when they say they got Southern hospitality, I'm not really talking that. I'm just saying you're just weird in general, like the little things. The little things is just, and it's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do. If you're solid and you get where I'm coming from with this, you just remain how you are. You know, it's kind of like sad to say you got to over celebrate if you actually go somewhere and you see another normal person like yourself, and it's like, yeah, I'm glad there's more like me. Because that's what it is. The more we could come together and not be weird, and that's why the world is how it is. When you hear wild, random shit like this shootout I just heard about, this lounge, 5 people got shot, and you hear that type of shit all the time, or men attacking women, and it's nothing we could do directly to stop stuff. But I'm just saying, does it really surprise you when you hear stuff like this with all this weird energy? People are in each other's spaces, and it's just so different from just being normal, relaxed, and showing common decency. So shit don't pop off. But I could preach about that forever. So just be you. There's nothing we can do. We could try to outnumber it. If you're somewhere where there's more of us than them, it's still going to be weird. So just acknowledge and accept who you are. All right. That's about 20. All right, last one. Women, if you like a guy, a few quick glances and smiles should be all it takes. Stop with the resting bitch face. This is like the first thing. Like with the if the women choose who to sleep with. Yeah. That one I was a little more lenient. This one I might go on a little rant. Y'all kill me, because you don't know how easy you have it as far as not life, not survival, not your whole story. I'm talking about with this interaction with men thing. As far as you wanting to exercise the option of dating or whatever. If you, let's use this example. You do your quick glances and smiles and he don't approach you, he don't initiate, then he just might be weird, taken. Like there's an explanation for it. But you're not really gonna have a negative outcome if this is how you are all the time when you come across a guy you like or you find attractive or whatever. So like, I'm trying to not really go on the rant of, I don't understand why y'all gotta make it more difficult than it is. If you have interests, it's okay. But then you want to be weird, or you want to have like this weird energy. You want to like have the resting bitch face. And how are we supposed to maneuver around that to know how to approach you? Unless this is just like for fucking shits and giggles. I think I said it in another podcast prior, when women just do things for attention, just for stats, just to say. That's for validation. You know what I mean? So maybe they're purposely setting these booby traps to fucking just have good numbers or add to their confidence to say, okay, I can obtain this or I can get attention even acting like this. I don't know what kind of research or study you trying to do to prove that. But let's cut all of the crap. If you want simplicity, if you want results, and it's not always going to be, that doesn't make that the right person and your person forever. I'm just saying, let's simplify this. Stop with the weird shit. Stop with the weird energy. Stop with the resting bitch face as much as possible. Just a quick glance and a couple of smiles. Us real niggas can receive that and say, all right, hello, my name is Slim Shit. Hello, my name is, and we could go from there. But all that weird, I could say this to the cows come home. We see it all the time. You know what I mean? And it doesn't do you no service. Stop with that. Just be regular. It's not something you gotta go to school for. It's not something that you gotta sit in therapy for. Just cool out. You could be friendly, and then, if you're worried about the wrong guy approaching, just politely decline. But you're not gonna get into it. So what? You want the right guys to approach for whatever motive you got, for whatever type of guys you like, money makers, ballers, whatever. You think that that's the way to get them? Whether you get a bozo, a decent guy, or a rich guy, you still can use this same strategy. I don't know how that resting bitch face ever worked. I don't know, and chicks be proud of that. Yeah, my resting bitch. That's just my face. That's just my face. No, it's not. You can change that. If you take a picture, is it a resting bitch face? If you go on an interview for a job, do you have your resting bitch face? When you go to the doctor, I would hope not. You know what to do. Stop playing around, man. Like, it's just crazy to me. So if y'all could get that intact, y'all get much better results, is all. You know what I'm saying? So stop your nonsense and get with it. You're confusing the hell out of these guys. I'm getting complaints. Like, yo, voice of reason. I want to talk. I saw this young lady. Like, it's so many scenarios. I don't want to really get into it. I'm just telling you that we notice. We notice your weird energy. Relax. I don't care if you think that works and your homegirl tell you that's how to be and your homegirl got stories of success because they was doing that shit. That's their story. That ain't your story. And I personally think they're capping because I don't see how that could be successful. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware. So you know me, my 3 Ps, stay progressive, stay pushing, and stay positive. Till the next time, peace.
From the get-go, was nothing special. Not every moment in my presence hard for you to let go. I know my energy get people motivated, but I ain't no hero and I won't demonstrate it. Got my own issues, I can't save you no more. However shit popped off, I can't blame you no more. Lessons of life, make you supposed to step it up, right? Get over it, get back in and fight. Your actions ignite, they lie to you. Whoever told you that it never be hard, and you can't be tough if you never had scars. You never find real love if you thirsty for it. Who did me dirty? Damn, couldn't tell who's first on that list. A huge thanks, bet the bank that it won't be a repeat. Only re is the re-up, no rekindle or re-me.